Hey there. Want to do a quick video case study for a project that we've been building a lot of lately. It's done for you AI powered portals. These are typically for small and medium sized businesses, but the size really doesn't matter. And typically, what we see is businesses come, especially these small businesses, come with this bloated tech stack. They've got all these different tools that are using the data siloed between them, and they often want to create automations or workflows that connect data between multiple tools and automatically churn out processes that might take a lot of manual effort, manual time. They're repetitive, and they're not really sure how to get there. And so we put together this defined kind of offering based on the types of projects that we see. So done for you portals, I'm kind of defining portals as a custom web application built around a specific business process or workflow, giving the right people, stakeholders, access to parts part of the data that you have in your business, right? Only parts that are important to them. So we typically see these few use cases for portals. So an access portal, either internal for your team, reps, clients, basically what I just described, giving role-based access to users and showing them only the data that they need to see, and without giving them, the whole picture, being able to see all the information. This is common if you've got a CRM. You can't give clients access to your CRM so they see all information, but maybe you want to give them certain pieces of that to see. Maybe you have a team of sales reps that you want to give access to only their sales information, but not the whole team's sales data. Next, we have customer portals. So typically, maybe you have a business where you produce something custom, and you want your users, your customers, to be able to log in, take some action, build an order that is kind of a custom use case where some off-the-shelf tools like Shopify don't really fit. They may put an order together based on your custom business logic. They might want to monitor the status of that order so they can log in and see like where it is in your pipeline, if it's like if it's a made-to-order product. How it's being configured, then also be able to pay bills, track the order if it's being shipped or delivered, any of that, and also like communicate with you back and forth, so it's not just all over email, which we all know can get lost. If you have multiple email threads with customers going, you lose track of one. Maybe they send you an email on Friday at 5 p.m. and you forget about it, and now all of a sudden they're not happy. Instead, we give them and you one central place where you manage all the order details, all the actions that they would need to take to submit requests, and then you and your team can manage that all in one place as well. And so we know that this is the source of truth for everybody, and the right people have access to that information. And then lastly, we typically see some intelligence tools or internal tools that can leverage AI, but also custom business logic that's unique to your business, right? So taking raw inputs, PDFs, CSVs, spreadsheets, certain data exports from other systems, and then turning those into structured outputs, whether that might be a quote, an estimate, proposals, that kind of thing. Usually there's a human in the loop somewhere to make sure that what we're generating matches the expectation, right? These can be extremely powerful and create a ton of leverage because a lot of these workflows take your team the longest and most amount of time to do, but they are crucial to running your business. So when we build these, when we think about building these, we usually go through a few phases. First is discovery, to kind of learn about what is your existing tech stack, what are the workflows that you're looking to help automate, like what access, what data are you looking to give to whom. We want to define all those key core concepts. And then when we build portals for those use cases, every portal includes a few basic things that we tailor specifically to the use case. So I mentioned a few of these. I'll run through them quickly. Role-based access and authentication. So you have user roles, maybe you have admin roles, maybe you have a team lead role, right? Each one of those has access to different pieces of data. They can read certain data, they can update certain data, and then we want to give them user interfaces for them to be able to interact with that data. An admin layer, I just mentioned that, where admins can control maybe all of the data that we're storing in our database. They can take all actions. They can also control what users have access to what. They can invite users, so they have kind of God privileges there. a primary data view. So you log in, you see a dashboard, and it's clear instructions about what you can do within this application, what data you can see, what actions you can take. Something that looks kind of like this right here, right? And I'll show you that example in a second. Workflows. So these are generally forms, things that can be submitted to trigger other actions. I'll use this use case here. This is a portal for a door-to-door sales organization that's selling on behalf of third-party companies. So the door-to-door reps go make sales. They enter the sale into the third-party provider system, but our sales agency doesn't really have access and visibility into those sales. They're tracking things in spreadsheets, relying on the provider information to reconcile things. There's errors, there's mismatches. So we built this system where their reps can come in and enter their sales information into our proprietary system, and then an admin can come in and configure commission rates for every single rep. They can add new rules and configure commission by provider, basically taking this business's custom logic, and we're creating workflows around it. This workflow is creating a customized commission rate for each individual rep at scale. And so the rep can come in, they can see their sales, they can also submit sales. So submitting sales, taking this action, kicks off a workflow for the admin to be able to come in and reconcile the sale against what the provider client has submitted. Where did I leave off here? So that's workflows, and those obviously can vary based on your custom business logic and what you're trying to accomplish. Database, everything is run on top of a database. We use Supabase. This creates relationships between all the data objects that we're storing here between our users. That allows us for role-based access, and then also to have our other pieces of data interact with each other. Integrations, so integrating with our existing pieces of tech stack so that we're not reinventing the wheel, right? Wherever these tools are working, we don't want to recreate that. We want to be able to pull in data from where these tools fit in, and then, again, fill the gaps there. Notifications, sending email invites or other notifications. We use a tool called SendGrid typically for that, but basically, when you get spun up, you automatically can email your users, and that's a key piece of running some of these, especially for like a customer portal, right? If you need to be able to communicate back and forth with your customers. Data import. This is actually pretty key. We're not going to be able to integrate with every single piece of your tech stack out of the box. And so what we're able to do, this is another kind of demo example here, is we're able to create CSV imports where you can take data structured. This is usually the first step, MVP, and then future steps can be building in those direct integrations once we've got this running smoothly. We build out a way for you to import a CSV, because every one of these other tools will allow you to export data. You can come and import it directly into the system. So this is for a procurement organization. They want to import information from Salesforce. Now we see their entire Salesforce forecast, and we've built in, this kicks off a workflow when we upload their data to actually organize the data from Salesforce into a cohesive forecast that then can be converted into purchase orders. And so now we're converting into purchase orders by vendor. And so that's something that used to take their team hours of time to do, and now we're able to automate that through, again, a structured workflow based on their business logic. And then responsive design. So, we build using Next.js, basically something that allows your team to be able to use and interact with these tools with a nice, clean, responsive design that looks modern on both desktop and mobile if they want to be on the go. So yeah, that is this in a nutshell. I want to keep this under 10 minutes. But this is something I'm seeing a larger and larger need for small and medium-sized businesses in some of the use cases I just mentioned, right? Where you've got like a ton of sales reps, like sales and RevOps tools is a huge one, and then operational tools where your data's been stuck in spreadsheets because you don't have a better solution for it. That's usually a kind of a dead giveaway. So anytime you're thinking about like, hey, I want to give certain stakeholders access to certain pieces of data, but not all the data, and I don't know how to do that because all our data is in spreadsheets, I would say that this is a key green light bulb for needing something like this. If this sounds interesting, would love to chat more about how this might fit your business. So feel free to get in touch. See ya.